It's starting to get cooler now, certainly winter is on its way. November is still a busy time in the garden, so there's lots of things that you can be doing. You need to be planting your tulips now. The reason why you plant these a little bit later is they prefer the ground a little bit cooler, and also they're less likely to be eaten by squirrels. So if you haven't bought your tulip bulbs, buy your tulip bulbs now and get them in the ground. Also, roses are starting to come to an end, so give them a light prune, deadhead them, take the old flower heads off. Leave the main pruning until February, you don't need to do this until then. Collect diseased rose leaves that have black spot or rust and make sure you put them in the bin or burn them, and this can help reduce reinfection next year. This is very important. Other flowers in the garden will be starting to fade, especially things like winter flowering pansies. Make sure you pick the flower heads off so they don't develop new seed pods, because this will prevent them from flowering. Cut down any of your annual and herbaceous climbers, such as sweet peas and your golden hop. Find your old Christmas cacti, which I'm sure are either hanging around the conservatory or tucked in the back of a corner somewhere. You need to give these 14 hours of darkness each night in order to initiate their flowering. So make sure you do that, and then your Christmas cacti will be flowering for Christmas. If you have a greenhouse, make sure you remove all your greenhouse shading to let in maximum light to give anything in your greenhouse the best performance chance it can. You can also line it with bubble wrap or insulation to help keep the temperatures up. Regarding vegetables, if you haven't planted your winter onion sets, you need to be planting them now before December, and then you can harvest them in late May. The Japanese onion, the yellow one, Shenshu, or the pure white one, Snowball, are wonderful varieties. And you plant them 10 to 15 centimetres apart in rows, spacing the rows about 20 to 30 centimetres apart to allow for space for your weeding. If you've not already done so, you need to cut down your asparagus tops now. Once your borders are cut down, cover them with soil, sort of 2 to 4 centimetres of garden compost, which makes everything look neat and tidy, and it'll also improve the soil quality for next year and deters weeds. Regarding fruit trees, make sure you wrap a grease band around the bottom of the fruit trees, which protects from the wingless female winter moth, because they crawl up the tree to mate and lay eggs. These hatch into larvae, which can cause damage to the foliage, flowers and fruit in early spring and summer if you don't put a grease band at the bottom of the tree. Give your pear and apple trees a winter prune and aim to reduce the previous season's side shoots back to between 4 to 6 inches from the base. Don't prune plums though, because that's best done in mid-July to prevent infection.